Hi guys, Matt and Chrissy, and we are
In a kitchen
in Hervey Bay.
in Hervey Bay. It's Hervey Bay.
Hervey Bay.
If you read it the way that it's written.
Aussies are weird, just FYI. If you think it should be pronounced one way, it's not. There's a place in Australia called Gympie. It's spelt gym pie. Right, so what is the topic then?
We've done a couple of rounds of living rent-free in different areas, and it was quite surprising when we left Murwillumbah earlier yesterday to come up here to Hervey Bay.
Sounds very posh when you say
It does. we might go down the road to Hervey Norman.
That's not spelled with an E though.
No.
It's spelled with an A.
Well, yeah, okay. On our way through, we stopped and filled up in Murwillumbah. We spotted another little tent city, which is really quite shocking.
Yes, and it's in a small town. Here in Australia, frequently you would expect if it's a small town, the likelihood is that the rents would be lower than the capital cities. But we're driving through some really small towns.
Yep, and we're seeing people who are struggling big time.
Yeah. It's evident in our grocery bill.
Well, you plugged it all into the app.
I did.
You started to do we've got, there's a butler's pantry just there. This place is pretty flash, right?
It is a very nice property. It's only 4 years old.
We set most of our existing groceries up in there that we had, and we're like, okay, let's plan our meals for the week. Let's look at the menu, and we'll aim on using this as the base. So we've got, chickpeas and lentils and all that sort of stuff. And we're like, right, there's a good base for curries and soups and stews and whatever. What do we need to fill the gaps? And Chris, what did you learn?
Well,
I'm going to keep chipping away at making coffee and cleaning up while you're doing that.
Okay. I think our grocery bill has doubled in the last 2 years.
Easily.
At least. So what used to cost us about $80 or $90 cost us $220. Which is just mental. What are you looking for?
It's insane. I've got some fruit tea. Oh. So if you're ever in Melbourne, or particularly Footscray Brunswick, there is a place called Cheaper by Miles, considering we're talking about groceries and finding more affordable options. There is a similar sort of version-ish, I suppose, where you get kind of similar bargains.
I wouldn't
not the same sort of
similar, but
not the same sort of product line type vein of what Cheaper by Miles does as a model, but similar sort of affordability range for the Brisbane people that we can share with you. Coco's in Annerley is another great place. So on the topic of finding affordable options.
Anyway, the reason why Matt is sharing with you the names Cheaper by Miles and Coco's, so to give you an idea on what type of groceries you can expect to find there, Cheaper by Miles finds products which are sort of end of line, they're running them out of stock, they're near their use by date and that sort of stuff. They're still good quality products and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them, but they're just getting older, and of course the more you buy, the cheaper it is. So you'll frequently see discount bundles where you buy 5 of this product and get it for almost half the price, which is already significantly reduced. So that's the model that Cheaper by Miles have. There's not much in the way of fruit and vegetables at Cheaper by Miles, but if you're wanting anything from toothbrush and shampoo and conditioner and bathroom essentials, all the way through to, they've got quite a lot of frozen goods.
Jesus, they have these big 1 kilo wheels of brie.
Their cheeses.
For 12 or 14.
Their cheeses are amazing.
One stage we went there, we got I think it was a 3 kilo wheel of truffle brie.
Oh yeah,
for $20.
It was just insane.
We shared that around. Not.
Well, we did a little bit. We took it to Christmas. So yes, you can get all manner of really good stuff at Cheaper by Miles. They have a beautiful vegan range, which we really enjoyed.
Sorry, new house, trying to figure out where stuff goes. That pot was
over there.
Over there, okay. It's one of the tricks with house sitting, figuring out where stuff goes.
Yes, it is. It does take a little bit of fiddling around to find yourself. Whereas Coco's in Annerley, Brisbane, and I'm sure there's many, many other places, these are just the ones we've identified. They have a fantastic range of fruit and vegetables, and then they've also got your other groceries and bits and pieces, everything you can possibly imagine to find at your normal Coles and Woolies supermarkets, you'll likely find at Coco's.
A lot of international specialty lines too.
That's one of the things about Coco's which probably puts some people off. I'm not that bothered by it, but you're not going to find your everyday brands. If you're in love with like Colgate, for example, you might not find Colgate because they'll have some international brand that they're selling as an alternative. And I think that's probably how they make a lot of their money. They import different brands from different countries. You'll find a lot of international foods there that you may not see in your normal grocery store.
A lot of Egyptian, Turkish, Middle Eastern, some European stuff. I'm cutting passion fruit, as you could probably guess.
Oh, the last house that we were at was on this beautiful lifestyle block, and they said, we've got more fruit and vegetables growing in our garden than we can possibly consume. Feel free to take as much as you want.
Whoa.
So we have a nice...
for the benefit of the camera, check this out. Look at that.
We have a nice big bag of beautiful passion fruit
Yep.
and
Lemonade fruit.
lemonade fruit and grapefruit and a few lemons.
This place is like, we drove past our favourite fruit and veggie place in the world to get to this place, Tropical Fruit World, where we picked up a Canistelle and a Rowellina and a few other bits and pieces. There's a video for the Canistelle. Let's put it there. These guys that we did the house sit for, just wrapped up yesterday, their block is huge. So living rent-free in Hervey Bay.
As you probably figured out by now, it is another house sitting video. I do feel incredibly blessed because
This place is beautiful.
this place is very, very nice. It has a swimming pool, a gymnasium, bowls club. Just across the way there is the seafood market. So we're in an amazing location.
How much does it cost to Airbnb a place in Hervey Bay like this, Chris? Let's cut to the slides. Wow, it's that expensive. Who would have thought? House sitting's such a great deal.
It is. It really is.
You can tell this isn't going to be done post-production. That was just like train wrecky. But hey, the info's there. So,
I don't know how much people would like to see us eating.
well, this is a part of living rent-free. It's
is.
congruent because we didn't need to pay for the passion fruit. When we wrapped up at that house, the couple who have the property said, hey, please take as much as you want. And we filled up like a normal grocery bag. We probably got about 50 passion fruit.
Yeah, well,
And-
we've already eaten half of it, if you can see that.
we've destroyed half of that bag.
What are we going to do while we're in Hervey Bay?
We're going to learn to pronounce it properly so we don't upset the locals. We've got a couple of ideas. We're going to take little miss for along the beach. I won't say that word just yet because it'll get her excited and we don't want to tease her. So we'll take her for a little bit of a leg stretcher and we may grab a coffee while we're down there.
I just made a coffee.
Oh, well, we'll have one of those for sure. Any parents out there, look, smash the like button if you think your kids should be paying the grocery bill. Oh, look at the lights go up. Wow.
Especially if they're a boy and they're eating all the food.
While we were doing our shop yesterday, you got a call from Cara.
I did. I got a call from one of my
in New
besties.
Zealand.
Yes, I said to her, oh, I'm just out doing my grocery shopping. She goes, I did my grocery shopping this morning. You're not going to believe how much I spent. She's not kidding. I find it quite shocking. It's a household of 4 people and she does have 3 teenage boys, but it cost her $750 for groceries. That is insane. What the hell is happening?
It's out of control, and that's part of the reason why we're having passion fruit that we didn't have to pay for.
I think this is a very good time to share the concept we have about reimagining rich.
Well, yeah, that was a really good book, worth reading. So Reimagining Rich, the lady who wrote that book largely was approaching life from the point of view where she had a business that was taking up more of her time than what she initially wanted. And it was a cafe, and the cafe was open more days of the week than what was really sustainable for her and her family. So what she decided to do was scale it back and have the cafe fit in with her life and her family's needs. But the important thing was that she was able to take the food from the cafe that was not sold as a part of normal trade and write that off. And she framed that as reducing her grocery bill because she didn't have to go and buy the food for her family. She bought it for the business, so it was a business expense. Because it hadn't sold and they had these salads and other meals that had been made with the intention of selling them. And they normally went through quite a lot of stuff from what she was saying, but there'd always be something left over. That then became dinner or lunch the next day for the family. So she framed that as non-monetary income, which was really interesting. So I think if you can rethink reframe how you're doing what you're doing. And yeah, you usually get things cheaper by bypassing the middleman. That works when it comes to transactions as well. If you don't bring everything back into a dollar or a pound or a baht or whatever your currency is, you're effectively bypassing the middleman. Now, I'm not telling you to evade taxes here. What I'm doing is I'm telling you to go directly to the men and women and engage in an energetic exchange where you both benefit mutually from what you've got.
So another example of non-monetary income might be, for example, somebody owns a little farm or has a small market garden or something like that. Somebody comes and says, I don't have any money to pay you for my groceries, but I'm willing to maybe come and volunteer at your store, or I'm willing to come and do some work in your gardens, or maybe clean your house. And then the person will be compensated with an energetic exchange. So in this example, we've got labor for compensation of groceries.
I mean, look, passion fruit is not cheap. And we came away with about 50 passion fruit. For them, they're falling off the vine. They can't eat them fast enough.
Here in Australia, I think what we got in passion fruit is probably worth $30 to $50.
Just that alone.
Just that bag. We've got so many grapefruit. I only got half a dozen grapefruit. They're huge.
If you're able to look at creative ways of doing things, looking after someone's home and pets while they're away, doing a really good job of it, like actually caring. We don't do things that disrespect other people's property, their home. That gets them calling us to come back. And when they plan their next big adventure, that gives us an opportunity to come back and enjoy this experience again. And we're now at the stage where we're able to pick and choose.
We're turning people away.
We are.
Not because we don't want to help them, we do.
We just don't
but
have the
we
time.
don't have the time. We had a lady from Sydney recently contact us and say, oh, would you be able to come and house sit for me
Come and look after Sonar again.
September?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I mean, she contacted us 3 months ago asking if we could come back to Sydney and look after Sonar.
It's actually at the stage now for us where we're saying no to requests to come and house sit because they're in locations that we've already been to at a time of year when we have got something else that we'd rather go and do. We're choosing to live our lives for us more now than what we were earlier, because previously we were getting around the country in a 2-man tent with a double blow-up mattress in a Suzuki Swift. And if you've seen any of the other videos on our channel here, you'll know that we've kitted out our sugar van, and that has opened up a world of opportunity to us. Well, a country of opportunities. We're limited to Australia unless we export the boat to export the boat.
The boat?
We're getting a boat.
These bleepers.
No, that's a Freudian slip. We're getting a boat. We're in a situation now where, and this isn't a boast, this is just because we've made a lot of sacrifices. We did 3 years in the Swift with the tent, and we decided to upgrade because we had quite a few situations, and I don't think I've actually got video evidence of this, which is probably good because I was not in a good place.
Oh, we
We'd
couldn't.
been rained out, we had all sorts of things happen.
How could we have videoed it? It was chucking it down. We were scrambling to put everything back in the car so that we were absolutely drenched. I remember that morning vividly.
We drove from 4 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock in the evening. I think we stopped for a coffee at Mount Isa. We fueled up at Camberwell and crossed the border into the Northern Territory, and we fueled up again at Three Ways and then turned right and headed towards Darwin. And then I flew home after that. We got to Daily Waters, and then I ended up getting on a plane and flying home.
He left me behind.
Wasn't planned, wasn't intentional. We were organised for that conversation to be had. Had things not gone the way that they did in my favour, I wouldn't be here today. And that's not dramatic.
I'm very, very grateful to Ruby and the team at Daily Waters because...
And Care Flight.
Anyway, we will have to put that on a video now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
Heads up, Chrissy might be crying during that video.
No.
If we can go back via Daily Waters and get some time with the people there, we'd really like to stop in and thank them. Yeah.
Before our battery dies, we're going to leave it there.
Yeah, this one's given us a warning already.
Thanks guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and we look forward to sharing with you on the next episode. So until then, bye for now.
Yes, buenos tacos. It's been a while since I've said that. See ya.
Bye guys.